I've seen so many girls on Tinder and dating apps have in their bio 6 feet and above, like I only date over 6 feet. But imagine if guys had in their bio C cup and up. Like, just imagine, any guy who put that would be so canceled. And then you all want to talk about internalized misogyny and, oh, society makes women feel like they have to look a certain way. If you want to talk about double standards,
Her eyes
there's
are
a
very
double
pretty.
standard for you. In fact, I think the height thing is a little bit
With
more
their
offensive
cameras.
because you can
I mean,
change
that
your bra
light.
size, but you can't really change your height.
What's good? What's good? We back with another video. It's your boy B Neil, aka Emerald Thoughts, aka Fat Hoes and Hot Wings. We back in this thing for another one. We got TikTok videos or reaction for y'all today. This is my first time doing a TikTok reaction. Normally I, do some people that I like, but these mugs busting off the meat rack, so we're gonna get it popping, man. We're gonna start off with our first one with some destroying feminism. Let's get into it, man.
Did you know no one gives a
It's very true. It's very true. With so many things in life, bro, a lot of times they don't give a shit about what's going on in their life. So why should they give a fuck about what's going on in yours? Like every once in a while, you'll get that hater or two that may notice you or someone that gives you a compliment. But on a daily, bro, people are not paying attention to you. So
I just watched a video where a girl said she's never seen
Good point, though.
a Trump supporter, and if you're offended by that, then you're ugly. All right, so I know beauty is subjective, and someone might find me attractive, and other people might find me to be looking like a dude, and that's okay. Again, if you're liberal, then me looking like a dude should be like a positive thing. You guys are all in support of that. But let's take a look at what liberals find attractive.
some good
shall we?
self-deprecation.
Armpit hair. I can smell it from here. Sexy. So attractive. Facial hair. Yes, I like, the lipstick really brings out the chin hair. That's a good compliment. Body positivity. Yes, where we reject anything that's health and fitness. It's hot. Pure sex.
Feminism today is complete and utter bullshit. All you're trying to do is dominate men. You don't want equality, you want domination, and that's not okay. The reason I speak on men's rights...
Even at this age, like, you have no excuse, man. Get that neck together, get in shape, get in the gym, man. And a lot of times they be like, well, why men are so shut up? Why can't they just accept our body? Like, bro, like when we really think about what's attractive, you know you could be doing better. Even to like the women that are thick. Like, I know you content, I know you're happy with being thick, but imagine how even better you could look with your body looking good. Like for me, like I'm all right, but I definitely got some slabs I can get off of me, and I'm very interested in doing that. If y'all may can see the waist in the background, I'm interested in getting my shit together. So I mean, it's like, why not want to look your best? Like you can't be confident in the turkey neck. Like I just don't get it. And for women that has that question, like, oh, why is men not attracted to that? I mean, like, bro, like my dick really thinks like on his own sometimes, and I can control it, but I mean, like, bro, like it's not getting attracted to that. I'm sorry, like they're like a goblin, like that looks like something that you draw up in a scary movie, like like I'm dead ass, and I'm not even trying to be mean, but when we talk about people not taking care of themselves, like, bro, it's not attractive. And even for women, like y'all like men that are really jacked. Like, let's not kid yourself. Y'all are more attracted to niggas that are swoller or niggas that are taller. I say it all the time, so let's not act stupid when men have those same type of urges.
Pure sex.
Feminism today is complete and utter bullshit. All you're trying to do is dominate men. You don't want equality, you want domination, and that's not okay. The reason I speak on men's rights and the reason y'all get pissed off about it, here's the thing. Women are more represented. We have more sources, more resources that we can latch onto than men do. There's more shelters for women than men who go through domestic violence. Women are completely believed when they accuse somebody of sexual assault and being...
Even to further her point, when women, not all the time, there are times when women get out of a bad relationship and they don't have shit. They don't have shit for themselves. They got to go on the streets. They got to sleep in their cars. There are examples of that. I'm not going to act fucking stupid. But a lot of times women have their sisterhood where they can go back to their mom house. Like, I can't go back to my mom house if I got out of a bad relationship. I can't go back to my sister house if I got out of a bad relationship. I can't go stay with my brother if I had there's like, people tend to care about women more and their well-being more, even if they're not directly invested in like, in them in a sense, or obviously I name like people close to them, but even if they're like, an adult, they still get taken care of in a sense. Versus if a man, once he's adult, like, man, you got about a month on this couch, bro, and if you ain't got a plan, you got to get out. So it's very true, and I've seen it. I've seen it happen countless times where women have that backup, and that's a good thing for women. Like, a man, he can fight for himself, he can fend for himself. And for women, it's strength in numbers. So I mean, it's smart for them to have that. I'm not knocking them for having that, but it's not good for men to have that. Like, if men had a crutch that they can always fall back on, they wouldn't be as strong as they possibly can be. So these things are in place, or how things are for a reason as well. So I don't think it's bad on either side. I'm just saying that I'm just adding to her point and saying that it's true.
Being a sexual assault victim, I understand that, but men go through this too. And we can't belittle their fucking trauma because we think they should be able to handle it.
While the left attacks masculinity, labeling it toxic, my 7-year-old son actually coached my daughter yesterday, saying that she drew her man in her image too skinny. He said men are supposed to be strong and hairy. He gets it, why can't they?
I missed that one.
Okay, so if y'all are going to call women birthing people, are you going to call men people fertilizers? Just wondering.
It's a lot of hypocrisy in that, in this new movement.
So in the news this week, transgender weightlifter Laurel Hubbard is going to be competing on the women's team for New Zealand in the Tokyo Olympics. Meaning now that a bunch of biological female weightlifters are going to be competing against a biological male. Hope you all are listening, because this is effectively the end of women's sports. And to the feminists out there, why break a glass ceiling when a biological man can do it for you?
Police in Virginia Beach are trying to make sense of a shooting that left 2 people dead and 8 people hospitalized. So someone replied this: Trumpster most likely in white male like always. Because you hear gun and you think Trump supporter and white. Where are the feminists? Females can do anything males can do. Why do you always assume it's a male? How dare you assume their gender? How dare you assume their race? And it would be the same
That's actually
if they
true.
got those guns by nefarious means, but us legal gun owners are going to be the ones that are punished. And then, oh look, lo and behold, the suspects in the Virginia Beach mass shooting are finally identified. They look all male to me, but they're definitely not white. Do you see why we call it brainwashing what the media has done? You hear gun and you think white male. Just like the Colorado shooter that completely disappeared from the news when they confirmed that it actually wasn't a white male and disrupted their narrative.
Which Colorado shooter is he talking about? I'm about to say the one with the dude with the orange hair that shot up Batman or whatever. I remember him being white, but maybe it's so many of them. I'm pretty sure she's not wrong. That's called accountability right there. If you're surrounded by problems everywhere you go, new situations, fresh situations, eventually you have to look at yourself as a part of that problem.
So I think that, first of all, if somebody commits a sexual assault, the only person to blame is the person who commits the sexual assault, right? That right off the bat. Right? Victims are not to blame for their own sexual assault. I also think that if you put yourself in a risky situation, then you've put yourself in a risky situation, right? We do this every day, right? Every day we make decisions about what sort of situations to put ourselves in. If I walk through a high-crime neighborhood waving $100 bills above my head and then I am robbed, then it is the fault of the person who robs me. It is not my fault. But I also made a bad decision to do that. Okay, so two things can be true at once. And it is...
A lot of women don't like this because it's like they go right into victim blaming. They don't understand perspective or context. So no one's saying that women shouldn't be allowed to dress how they are, but you have to face the reality of this world that is not perfect, that there are bad people out there, and you have to move like they are bad people out there. Black kids are told this every day when it's acting like, whether it's dealing with cops or dealing with society, you're told to move a certain way because you may want to do this and that, but society don't necessarily treat you fairly. So you get caught doing these certain things, you're liable to get in trouble. And there's even more examples of that outside of cops, like going to the club. You go to a lot of clubs, they always getting shot up, they always getting into fights. Like you're liable to be in a crossfire. Like people lose their lives all the time at clubs when they wouldn't even had nothing to do with it. But I realized these things like going to house parties all the time. Every house party I went to got shot up, bro. I got to a point I'm like, I'm not going to house parties anymore. Like, of course I want to have fun. I should be allowed to have as much fun and not be harmed ever, but that's not the reality. A lot of times you go out, people drunk, people are outrageous, people get upset easily, people get jealous easy, and these things, these energies start to get sporadic, and anything can happen. And I stopped wanting to put myself in those environments. And it's the same for women that dress a certain way and don't think that there's predators out there that you can attract even more than you're gonna, like, for women, like, predators gonna be out there no matter how you dress. Just like a black man, no matter what I wear, no matter what I do, I'm still gonna be a black man in America. I can wear a suit, I can still get pulled over. I can be in a nice car, I'm still gonna get pulled over. So I'm not saying that it eliminates the problem in total, but when I do carry myself a certain way, things tend to go a lot better. The odds of things go a lot better. So if you dress a certain way, if you protect yourself with certain measures, things tend to be better you tend to make odds better for yourself. So I mean, it's not a crazy thought, but a lot of people that are one-dimensional thinkers can't think outside the box, and they instantly think, oh my God, you're justifying rape or you're victim blaming, and that's so far from the truth. It's just saying being honest with yourself and understanding reality and understanding this world is not perfect. And it's honestly, if you take religious understanding, it's Babylon. So moving carelessly and so freely in Babylon, bro, you don't even know what you're doing. You don't know what you're playing with.
It's not blaming the victim to say that it's a bad decision to walk through a high-crime neighborhood at night waving your wallet over your head.
Yeah.
Right? It is also not a good idea to go to parties where drinking and drugs are commonplace with a bunch of guys who are pigs.
Yes.
Right? That's just not a good idea. Now, does that relieve responsibility from the guys? 100% not. If a guy rapes you or sexually assaults you, he should be castrated or killed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Peace up, A-Town.
I missed that one. That's very true. I hate the reading TikToks, even though she looked like she was saying something, but that's very true.
I want my tribe, white Christian girlfriend with a sundress in a field of wheat. She'll have my kids.
I mean, I feel like all this stuff common sense, so it's like really nothing to. Yeah, like the last 3 out of 4 episodes. TikToks basically just was touching on how women seem to be so supportive of other women until they're doing things that's not progressive for women. If they're doing traditional things, they're speaking traditionally about how women should behave. If they're even putting boundaries on standards on how women should behave, that could be considered they could get you counseled in a sense. So that you see it all the time, and that's what you start to see the hypocrisies in the feminist movement. Because if it's really about women, if it's really about women's choice, why is that one so demonified when that's still a woman's choice? Obviously because it's more to that agenda, and feminism is really just trying to create women into men. Like that's really all you getting, and that's why you see more masculine women in this world, or in America at least. And you're gonna keep seeing it, like the behavior traits and everything. They just, well, men do it. That's gonna, anytime you try to justify a woman behavior, they're gonna bring up men doing it. So it clearly their standard of living is to be a man in a sense, instead of looking at what's ladylike or what's truly feminine. But yeah, like I said, you see the hypocrisy when they start canceling and demifying women that's thinking for themselves.
Oh, well, yeah, if that's the case, if you don't like guns, don't.
The pro-choicers fell right into my trap for this one. I wasn't comparing getting an abortion to owning a gun. I was comparing the legality of both questions. How many times have I heard pro-choicers say, oh, well, if you don't like abortions, don't get one. It doesn't affect you. Yeah, well, if I get a gun, that's not going to affect you at all. Oh, well, guns kill people. Nah, people kill people. Abortion is a question of morality. Let me tell you this, an abortion's only purpose is to harm someone because it is considered a failed abortion if the life isn't taken in the procedure. That's why the argument, oh, it doesn't affect you, doesn't apply, because it affects and harms someone else. The issue that I have with abortion is not that it affects me personally, but it affects someone else and takes away someone's opportunity at life. But this video and the comment section just goes to show how contradictory being pro-choice is. Because if we're going to start using the argument, oh, if you don't like it, don't worry about it, don't get it. Okay, well then if I don't like a mask, I'm not going to wear a mask. You see? Who draws a line at the value of human life? Because I, for a fact, don't want the pro-choicers doing it.
I got her perspective, but her points, I just was like kind of all over the place on how she was drawing them. Like, I don't get the comparison from guns to abortion and owning. I just maybe I don't know. I didn't get it though. I got what she was saying. She's pro-choice. I mean, she's pro-life in a sense, and how I get how she's saying pro-choice can be hypocrite or whatever, however it's saying, hypocritical or whatever. But yeah, besides that, the points she tried to make to get to those, I was confused. Yeah, that's the dangers of feminism.